in the early training of the intervention that we are making as a country to improve the teaching of mathematics and physics so that those teachers can go back to the classrooms and change their delivery method, improve their content knowledge, and make the learning of mathematics and science fun for the majority of the youths of this country.
As volunteers await deployment to various communities, most of them in the provinces, they look motivated by John F. Kennedy's once powerful phrase that never before has man had such a great capacity to control his own environment, to end hunger, poverty, disease, and to banish illiteracy. These words today represent the spirit of the Peace Corps in promoting world peace and friendship. Louis Mendy, GRTS.
Well, you can monitor GRTS radio live on our website, and that's on www.grts.gm. Time now to take our first break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned in. Welcome back. And barely 6 months after his election as president of Ivory Coast, Alassane Ouattara is being accused of engaging in a campaign meant to flush out members of the opposition FDI from the political scene. The accusations followed the sentencing of Laurent Akun, the Secretary General of the former ruling party under Laurent Gbagbo, to 6 months in jail. The opposition leader was found guilty of disturbing public order. Details in this report.
6 months of prison for Laurent Akun, the Secretary General of the Ivorian Popular Front. The judges handed down the sentence on Friday. Akun is charged with disturbing the public order. For weeks now, the former ruling party of Laurent Gbagbo has been the victim of systematic repression. The Ivorian Popular Front is convinced that President Ouattara is doing everything he can to crush his political rivals. The so-called Democrat does not want an opposition. This is why FPI leaders, journalists and intellectuals are being harassed. This is why democratic rights are being confiscated through the repression of FPI rallies. While the FPI accuses the Ouattara camp of deteriorating the political climate, it also seems to want to renew dialogue. We must frankly decide that something positive should come out of these discussions so that Côte d'Ivoire can move forward. And we're ready. We're launching a call. President Alassane Ouattara's RDR party, meanwhile, is saying the FPI has always refused to talk. The government continues to speak in favor of dialogue, but following the recent violence, the army is taking a tougher stand. We no longer want conflict nor war. It's absolutely important. Now, if they don't hear us, if they don't hear this message, then I think they are engaged in terrorism and we will treat them as terrorists. Serious remarks. The 6-month prison sentence given to the party's number 2 man will not help defuse the tension. Dialogue seems to be slipping away in Côte d'Ivoire.
As many as 270 workers at the Marikana mines in South Africa have been charged with the murder of 34 miners. Critics of the South African government say it was inappropriate to use an apartheid-era law that favors the investigators to prosecute the defendants. As we hear in this report, all those who were present during the shooting of the miners are suspects in the case.
They left the court in handcuffs, 2 by 2. 2 weeks after the wild shooting by police that killed 34 miners at the Marikana mine, the 270 other miners present at the strike demonstration have formally been indicted for murder in the deaths of their fellow miners killed by the police. Prosecutors are making use of an obscure legal doctrine known as the Common Purpose Law. It states that all people present at the scene of a crime can be arrested as accomplices. This was used by police during the apartheid era.
We are very happy that the court has ruled in our favor. This will allow the state to go and verify personal details of the accused.
I'm not disappointed. We've done a good job. We've put good work in it. And I think we've done a great job.
Their arrests have brought a wave of protest. The former leader of the ANC Youth League has called it a crazy act, especially since none of the policemen involved in the shooting have been arrested or placed in detention. 2 weeks after the shootings, the Lonmin platinum mine at Marikana is still shut down. Only 6% of the workers have showed up at their jobs. Negotiations will begin again on Monday. The striking miners want their salaries to be tripled. South Africa produces some 80% of the world's platinum.
Republican presidential nominee Mitt Romney has been lashing out at U.S. President Barack Obama. Romney was speaking at the close of a 4-day Republican convention in Tampa, Florida. In a prime-time speech delayed to millions of viewers around the world, Mitt Romney promised to fix the economy and provide more jobs for the unemployed. The Republican presidential nominee also said Barack Obama was not a bad person, but a bad president. We have more in this report.
At the U.S. Republican Convention in Tampa, Florida, veteran film star and director Clint Eastwood made his pitch in favor of the Republican presidential candidate to an enthusiastic audience.
There's 23 million unemployed people in this country. Now it may be time for somebody else to come along and solve the problem.
Following the act was 65-year-old Mitt Romney, a multi-millionaire businessman and former governor of Massachusetts. The Republican presidential candidate took the stage.
I accept your nomination for President of the United States.
Mitt Romney, who has been coming across as a stiff candidate, used his nomination ceremony to try to soften his image.
Why should women have any less say than men about the great decisions facing our nation?
He also promoted his experience in business to promise Americans a strong nation and new jobs.
I will begin my presidency with a jobs tour. President Obama began his presidency with an apology tour. America, he said, had dictated to other nations. No, Mr. President, America has freed other nations from dictators.
The countdown to the 6th of November election has started for Mitt Romney with his running mate for the vice presidency, Paul Ryan. The Republican candidate is now officially running against incumbent President Barack Obama, the Democratic Party candidate.
Before we go, reminder of our headlines. Delegations of community elders have been taking turns to show solidarity with government after Sunday's execution of death row inmates. The Secretary General of the former ruling party under Laurent Gbagbo has received a 6-month jail sentence for disturbing the peace. Prosecutors in South Africa have accused 270 miners at the Marikana mines of murdering 34 of their colleagues who were gunned down by police. And Republican presidential nominee Mitt Romney has agreed to challenge President Barack Obama in the presidential race, promising to fix America's economy. You can also follow that story and other programs live on our website, and that's on www.grts.gm. There you can also monitor GRTS Radio live. That's all in the news. Thank you very much for your time, and it's weekend. Have fun.